4 French students set out to discover the importance of the French language and what implications it may have on many aspects of our society. We journeyed across the University of Alabama at Birmingham campus asking, do you think the French language is important, and why?
I think it's good for communication. Language is something that our culture uses.
I don't feel like it's a language that's commonly used.
And that we can communicate with people.
United Nations they use French. I think it's a very beautiful language, I know that.
The English language came from it largely long ago. It was very much influenced by it.
Language is important. It reminds me of being able to communicate with.
We conducted a survey of 100 students across campus and the internet. When asked if they believed that the French language was important, 89% said yes and only 11% said no.
When those who said no were asked why French is not important, interesting responses followed.
France is not a major global player in the world. Weak militarily, poor economically, and inability to control its borders, its time has passed.
It's not really spoken in the United States.
It's not useful unless you're in France.
It's the language of France!
Most responses recognize cultural and global significance of the French language.
A language that can allow you to communicate with a large and diverse demographic of people across the world.
It is important because around 200 million people speak this language, and it is one of the only languages taught all across the world.
Millions of people use it to communicate and find cultural identity with it.
Participants were also asked, do you think the French language is a global language?
I don't think so. But in Africa, lots of people use French, but other places maybe not.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, yes.
To a certain extent, yes.
I don't think so.
Less so now than it used to be.
Yeah. It's in like Canada and other places like France.
In our survey, 70% of people stated French is a global language, while 30% disagreed. With such a variation in the public opinion of the French language, what effect does language really have on society?
European languages rarely distinguish present and future times, although French has a mandatory and separate future form for their verbs. An example would be il faut aller. It is cold today to il fera froid demain. It will be cold tomorrow, which can be a barrier and somewhat of a discrepancy in the translation with businesses of different cultures. The French are not fond of uncertainty or ambiguity. Important information understanding the French is that they are reluctant to take business risks. With that being said, in France, gender has no role or precedence for business. Women are just as prepared, capable, and accepted as men are in the business world. With that being said, women are even more readily accepted in management positions in major cities than provinces. France has one of the highest adult literacy rates in the world at 99%, which is outstanding considering that they're the world's 6th largest economy, as well as Europe's 3rd largest economy, behind the United Kingdom and Germany.
The French language has been an integral part in the battle for the equal treatment of women and men. France was actually the first European country to adopt political measures in favor of less gender-based language use. As the Ministry of Public Affairs, due to the lack of feminine terms in French, had difficulties applying different articles about women's rights, which prescribes sexual discrimination in job offers.
The ability to speak the French language in international relations jobs opens the doors in other countries of the world, such as Canada, Switzerland, Belgium, and the African continent, especially with the growth population in Africa, the importance of the language, it will grow also.
So what are the implications of language on public health? In a general sense, public health is very much affected by language due to the need of people, especially in developing countries, to be able to understand the treatments that they're receiving. Not only is it ethically important, but it's also important in implementing preventative programs all around the world. In French especially, the language is used heavily throughout Africa, and because Africa is having such a population explosion, the increase in this population gives way to a need for French to be understood and proliferated appropriately in Africa to give the best medical resources we can.
Language is one of the most important things. People don't trust us, especially when we go in with vaccines. There are rumors in Africa that AIDS was spread through vaccines we gave. So it's really important to be able to tell people what we're giving them, how it's going to help them, what side effects they might have, when they need to seek care, and you can only do that through language. So it's important to be able to speak in their local language. The World Health Organization already is their second official language. So English and French are the official languages of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. So there already is a definite awareness that French is an important language.
French is important to me, not only so I can get an A in this class, but so I can culturally identify with parts of my family that are from West Africa, as well as Haiti, who speak a derivation of French.
With gathering the information on the French language with my classmates, it showed me that since French has become a worldwide language, it is important for me in my career as a future physician to be able to speak to different people.
The public health of the world is something that I've always been passionate about, so our research suggests that understanding linguistic differences and cultural differences, as well as understanding the French language better, is something that will help me promote better awareness in my career.
Understanding the languages and cultures all over the world is necessary for working in immigration.
So did everybody enjoy the project?
Yes,
Oui,
of course.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Merci.
Au revoir.